Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? We are going to discuss step ahead and our concerned topic or chapter is unit number 9. The name of the chapter is poetry, and in this chapter you will discuss here are two poems, The Wild, the Free, and the other name of the poem is The Witch Spell. Here is the first poem, The Wild, the Free. Before discussing the poem or before reading the poem, here I am giving you the description or the history behind this poem. This poem is one of the best poems of Lord Byron, the poet. In this poem, he gives the beautiful picture of wild horses as they are moving over sea like waves, or we can say as this poem is the picture of the love for animals of Lord Byron. This poem also shows his animalism. Now we are going to discuss or we are going to read the poem. First of all, with flowing tail and flying mane. Flowing tail, here he gives the picture of the wild horses, those are moving over the sea. He gives the picture as with flowing tail. As they are moving, their tails are flowing. Here the meaning of flowing is moving. With flowing tail or with moving tail and flying mane. During their movement or during their motion, their mane is termed as the long hairs over the neck of horses. The flying mane, the tail and the hairs of horses are moving in air. Wide nostrils never stressed by pain. Wide mean broad, nostrils mean opening of nose, never stressed by pain. Stressed mean expanded by pain. Here, what is the description of this line? The poet here gives us the picture of horses. Those are moving over the sea and their nostrils are or held up by the rope or by the rein, and they have no stress or they have no pain of holding their reins. Mouth bloodless to the bit or rein. Mouth, now he is giving the picture of their mouths. Their mouths are bloodless. Bloodless mean here their mouths are white to the bit or rein. Bit mean a piece of metal held in horse mouth. And feet that iron shod. Now he is discussing their feet. Their feet are made up of iron, never shod. Never shod, shod mean footwear. Or they have no shoes. We can say as their feet are made up of iron and their hooves are made up of iron and those are not wearing any shoe. And flanks unscarred by spur or rod. Flanks mean their wings, their feathers. Unscarred mean unwounded, without any hurt by spur. Spur mean a sharp rod fixed to the rider's heel. A sharp rod fixed to the rider's heel. 1,000 horses, the wild, the free, like waves that follow over the sea. Now he is giving the beautiful picture or the dramatic explanation of the horses, that the horses are in thousands and they are moving freely over the sea and looks like the waves flowing over the sea. Now there is the other poem, The Witch's Spell. This poem is a very beautiful extract of the song from the drama Macbeth, the very famous play of William Shakespeare, Macbeth. Here is the description of witches. There are three hags or three witches, the meaning of which is hag. We can say as hag, also H-A-G, hag. The witch spell is about the story of three witches. They are moving, or they are enchanting, or they are charming the Macbeth. The Macbeth is a character in the play of William Shakespeare from which the poem has been extracted, or this part has been extracted. Now we are going to discuss, first of all, you have to understand the meaning of witch, or which explain or elaborates the meaning of evil, or elaborate the sense of evil. Double, double, toil and trouble. Three witches are here. They surround the Macbeth. Macbeth is the character of the William Shakespeare drama. Three witches are charming the Macbeth and they are singing double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burn and cauldron bubble. They are, as you can see this in this picture, that they have a cauldron. Cauldron is a pot. It is an iron pot which is held over the fire, and they are cooking something or mixing something in this cauldron which is now bubbling, or which is on the fire, and due to the too much heat, it is bubbling. The thing which is inside the cauldron is bubbling. The situation is here. Macbeth is surrounded by three witches and they are singing a song, double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cauldron is bubbling, or cauldron is heating up with things which are inside it. Fillet of a fenny snack. Fillet. Fillet mean fillet of a fenny snake. Fillet mean skin or boneless meat. It can say as, or here is also the meaning of fillet is a pot. Of fenny snake. Fenny is a marshy snake. In the cauldron boil and bake. Here is the meaning of these two lines is, three witches or three hags are adding ghastly or ugly things inside the cauldron, and the first ingredient which they put into the cauldron is fillet of fenny snake, or we can say as boneless meat of the snake. The next ugly ingredients are eye of nude. Nude is a salamander like, and toe of a frog, wool of a bat and tongue of a dog. These are all ghastly or ugly ingredients which are put down into the cauldron by the three sisters. Those are witches. Adder's fork. Adder's fork. Adder is a name of a large snake. Fork mean adder's fork like tongue. Its tongue is like the fork, and blind worms sting. Lizard's leg and owl's wing. Owl's wing. They also put the owl's wing inside the cauldron. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth, boil and bubble. For a charm of powerful trouble, or they are spelling, or they are uh, uh, spreading the powerful trouble for Macbeth, or we can say as they are giving the prophecies to Macbeth for the incoming troubles, like a hell broth, boil and bubble. Double, double toil and trouble, fire, burn and cauldron, bubble. So, hope you will understand this poem. Now, there are some preview questions according to these poems which you read. Answer the following question. You can take help from your step ahead for the questioning, and here are the answers only. First of all, the first question is, imagine you are at the scene of this poem. Which colors do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell or taste? What can you feel? First of all, we will give the references from the both poems, and the first poem is, the reference of the first poem is, I could see the red, brown, grey colors. I can hear the running horses, and here the colors are belonging to horses. I can smell the dust flying due to their hooves. I feel a sense of encouragement as the horses move the wild, the free. And the reference of the second poem is, I see the red, black and grey colors. I hear the cauldron bubbling, and which is laughing. I can smell very disgusting odors. Odors mean smell. I feel terrified, or I feel very much horror. The next question is, what emotions does the poem evoke? The reference of first poem is, this poem evokes the mingled means mixed emotions of excitement and terror. The next reference of second poem is, this poem evokes the emotions of fear and horror due to the witches. The question number 3 is, what is the poet trying to get us to feel? The reference of first poem is, in this poem the poet is trying to get us to feel how the horses reign. And in the second poem, in this poem the poet is trying to make us feel how the witches live and what they eat. The last question is, what makes these two poems so different? So the answer is, the theme or the main idea or the central idea of these two poems make them so different, because the one poem is related to horses and the other poem is related to witches. So it was your lesson of day 2. Hope you will understand it, or hope you will learn it by heart. Now you will read this, now you will write this on your notebooks. See you next time. Take care.